worries about the economy are reaching a tipping point. We've been monitoring bank failures and the impact of a string of federal interest rate hikes on the housing market. We're looking live now at Wall Street as investors react to the potential for the 10th straight rate hike from the Fed. You can see it's pretty flat. It's just up 5 points, 6 points there. It's a complicated issue, but there are ways you can protect your finances. Local financial professional Ali Hashemian from Kinetic Financial is here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure's all mine.
You know, it's been interesting to watch because we saw JP Morgan take over First Republic Bank on Monday. A lot of people wondering, oh my goodness, another bank failure. How is this going to impact the overall health of our banking system? People have a lot of questions and people wondering, are we okay? Is the banking system, are we all right?
It's a great question. You know, it's an interesting situation because it started with this Signature Bank and Silicon Valley Bank and now has bled over into this First Republic Bank issue. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. People are concerned about a run on the bank, so they run on the bank, and here we are. But luckily, like you mentioned, JP did take over, and that means that people won't have to deal with FDIC insurance, and most people were covered by FDIC insurance anyways.
Well, I think the other part of that I was reading is that, you know, JP Morgan says they hire 10,000 employees a year, so hopefully they'll be able to just absorb the employees, because that's the other fear, right? These banks collapse, then you have layoffs, you have potential economic impact all the way down the line. I think when you read about the economic data and you see the bank collapses, you see the job losses happening, high prices, interest rates, the Fed potentially raising interest rates again today, people are going, can the Fed really justify doing this? It would be the 16-year high.
I mean, the problem is it's not really the Fed's fault what's happening in the banking, but it is this issue with consumers seeing it that way. And so this has become harder and harder for people. I think the main thing that people need to pay attention to, that the Fed is trying to tame inflation, which is a battle we're still fighting.
You know, every day we talk about these headlines, right? You know, grocery prices up, gas prices are up, jobs were looking really, really great, housing prices are up, now housing's come down as interest. Yeah, it's hard to make sense of everything, right, when you're the average person sitting at home. And we had this pandemic that no one really fully understands how that impacted the overall economy. My mother works in small electronics. I mean, the supply chain is still a mess in some industries. How do you get the average person at home to understand what is happening when they feel like they're shelling out all this money and now they're fearful that they could lose their job?
I mean, the main thing I would say is take advantage of opportunities that exist. A higher interest rate environment means that there are certain instruments out there that are paying good interest rates when they used to be paying nothing. So there are some opportunities. It's just important to look out for those opportunities. There's some significant tax advantages that come along with this type of market environment as well.
So are you saying, you know, look for those high interest bank accounts and that type of thing?
If anything that you can look out there. I mean, even T-bills these days are paying more than we've ever seen them pay in the last, decade plus.
For people who don't know, what's a T-bill?
Treasury bills.
Okay. So there are tons of opportunities, but you have to know who to ask. I feel like in this country, no one gets educated in two things: relationships and money.
I completely agree with you. It's odd to me that people graduate with master's degrees and they still don't know how to file taxes. So this is a tough and complicated subject. I do tell people if they are looking for a resource, they can always visit our website, kineticfinancial.com.
Yeah, you almost need, it's almost like having a coach in your corner when it comes to your finances and money, having just the information. Was I reading too that if the Fed raises the interest rate again, we could see other rate increases, but then by the end of the year, they would need to cut back?
It does seem like that's the direction that they're going. So we'll see today when they make this next Fed announcement. But I am concerned about what it looks like, even if interest rates flatten or taper off altogether.
Okay. Ali, thank you so much for being with us. Thanks for trying to make sense of this and with such a complicated subject. We appreciate you being here.
Pleasure's all mine.
Thank you.